have it, your APTA national champions.
Best match of the year.
Brilliant shot.
Incredible stuff. And it's sitting up and he's right there.
We're live.
Oh, this is exciting. It took a while, but
Yes,
here
it
we
did.
are at the APTA PTI Men's Team Nationals, hosted here in Chicago this year, which is a pretty entertaining event across the board, I would say. The best teams from all around the country come and compete within their PTI range. So today, here at Exmoor, they're hosting the PTI level between 5 and 10, which for those of you locally here in Chicago is kind of the series 1, 2, and 3 kind of range.
In that price range.
Of players, yeah, depending on, where people play, and how this works is each individual 6-man squad has created a team name, and they do a little round robin to determine who's going to end up in the finals tomorrow. So today is kind of all the qualifying rounds, and we bring you a Chicago team inside the wires versus the Washington team. Can you guess where the Washington team is from?
Detroit.
That would be correct, Cal. That's amazing. It's a fun bit of trivia there. So this is court 1 that we're watching, or I should say line 1 of a three match sequence.
Yes.
So courts 2 and 3, lines 2 and 3 are playing on the other courts here at Exmoor at the moment. So this gets fun. You can split. It can all come down to, one individual match, and 2 out of 3.
It's 2 out of 3, right, Coach? It's not a 10-point tiebreaker for the third, correct?
It is a 10-point tiebreaker for the third set, yes. Which
Even more
actually
exciting.
is incredible because they played they had to play 2 breakers in a row for us to get this match started.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it ended up being particularly long,
incredible.
which I think is always exciting. Over here are some Chicago favorites. Here in the pink hat is the future Gerani Barnes. Self-made nickname. It's one of my favorite things in all of the paddle world.
My favorite is that he always warms up with the left hand in the pocket.
He does, yeah. He's in full teaching pro
I
mode
love
all
that.
the time. He
I
can't
love
get
that.
out of it. And then Stu Bradley over here on the deuce side of the court, closest to the camera right here now. And then over on the far side from the Washington team, whose guys were just sort of meeting for the first time,
Yes.
Scott Friend and Gerber's first name?
Kyle.
Kyle Gerber.
It's Scott Freund and Kyle Gerber.
Yeah.
I wonder where in Washington they are. I should have asked them what kind of social skills. Well, we just pretty much figured it out. I don't have any. So,
Not anymore.
Sean spends his Friday nights talking to me.
all right, that wasn't necessary. Even if it is the case,
Yeah, I mean,
it's not. That's not necessary.
sorry. Well,
But still, if you're,
That's right.
I mean, whatever it's all about.
That's
so,
right, Stone.
so this is going to be a fun match, and this is a particularly entertaining event. I think it brings people from all around the country in sort of a team format, and I think it's cool that the guys all sort of make an effort to not stay in their silos. I think that
Spreading
multiple
goodwill, yes,
teams,
socializing,
go
yes.
out to dinner, hang out, have lunch together. But if you have trouble making friends, then you got 5 other guys there that are at least required to hang out with you.
Exactly.
It's my kind of event, really.
Yeah, it's kind of like I would say one of those dual meet weekly events, but it's in a national format. I just love it.
Well, should we give a shout out to our brilliant host, Mike Raleigh, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
wonderful
right.
Exmoor Club?
Yeah, I think we
The
should.
historic.
Yes, but
Beautiful,
it is historic.
Exmoor Club
Yes.
in Highland
Mark
Park,
Riven.
Illinois.
There was you can see right behind you that mound there. There's a tree just a little bit to the left of it, and the cell phone reception on this hole and just kind of generally near the courts is terrible. And so the board actually had the idea to put a tower in the tree, like a
Did they really?
Yeah, not a proper cell, but like
Nice.
an extender.
Nice.
It did not pass, unfortunately.
Wow.
But
That's too bad. That's a great idea.
yeah.
Anytime you can integrate nature with your technology, I think that's really the end goal of humanity.
I've seen.
I've watched
speaking of
enough
the end
Black
of
Mirror
humanity,
to know that that's how it should. That's how it should work.
I was just Edith Prickly there from the old SC TV series. I was spitting it.
Yeah,
into the
that's
microphone.
fine.
Sorry about that.
That's
yeah,
fine.
I practiced my trombone later. I'll do it. But stop it, Cal. I didn't mean it that way.
I don't. I was just imagining you holding a trombone.
I was going to say, wow. All right.
That's not it.
We're not
It's
gonna
not
go
an
there.
insult.
Anyway, let's make sure I change the subject quickly to
Sure.
the idea that out in New Jersey they actually took a cell tower and painted it like a tree.
Really?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So I was out on a road trip, and it looks like a tree. And they put they actually put branches on it like it's a tree, but it's an actual cell tower. It's pretty creative, but it is huge, by the way. So that kind of works out. I do have the, I don't know if you can hear all that. I don't know what that noise is, but we're supposed to have the
shotgun mic going,
but I don't know what that noise is.
We'll figure it out, but I'd be willing to bet that because that slot back there where the cameras had to be mounted are by
it's the AC.
Grates.
Great. So we're getting that probably? Okay.
Yeah, we
That's
could probably,
definitely
so it'll go in and
move
out.
it to a corner.
It'll go in and out, but it's okay. I don't think it's not horrible. I mean, maybe
it's fine
for everybody else. And we're underway here.
Mr. Bradley.
Stu Bradley starting us off. Yeah, and it's actually just relatively average for paddle. I would say 40. What are we looking at? 40-something degrees, guys?
I think it's a little closer to 30 because it was snowing.
Is it? That's right.
Yeah, we're close to that 30 mark, and it's we're going to go in and out of flurries to some drizzle. It looks like over the next couple hours. So a true end of the season, paddle event. I think.
Yeah. That's right. If we don't get some lightning and a tornado, we haven't lived in.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's all right. And or darkness, scattered darkness. If we don't get that, thank you, Cal. And more of it.
There we go. Yeah.
Just in case you.
That was the name of my band in high school.
In case it's
Scattered Darkness.
Scattered Darkness is a really great name for even a first album, to be perfectly honest.
Actually, I might have to steal that.
Scattered Darkness is a.
That's pretty much sums up sums up my life, boys.
So this is going to be an entertaining match in a couple of ways. One is because we rarely get to see matchups where these guys have probably never had the opportunity to play before.
Right.
And so when you get a whole bunch of, it's not like in a normal tournament, you wouldn't be playing teams from out of town in some capacity. But in a situation like this where, this is, every match is teams facing off, by different regions.
Exactly.
Which is always.
Yeah, well, thank God we're not on the air, I guess.
They're going to have to
should
feel it out a little bit.
I think we should take Jeff Brunellis on the air.
I don't think
he was my idea.
I was talking to Sean the other day, and I was asking him about him because he's the guy that Mike Rowley, the Kismet professional here at Exmoor, was the one that taught me how to play tennis, but Jeff really got me into it.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Jeff is
Shout out Jeff.
What a stud. We'll let him go to voicemail. That's fine.
Let's play the voicemail.
He's a wonderful man.
Let's play the voicemail live on.
Nice roller from Kyle.
I was going to say something really old-fashioned. Egad, Cal.
Egad.
Which I never understood, by the way.
I don't know what that means. So you're talking in circles.
Not sure. Maybe it's like an electronic, Lord reference. I don't know. Trying to think of
Yes, Ronnie digging balls right off the camera.
He is the master of nonchalance.
Oh, it's incredible how casual he is when his entire game is just kind of built around. He even hits some shots later with his overhead that I'm going to point out that I like to refer to as the pop and dangle, because he'll hit an overhead and then he'll kind of like pop his chest out and let both of his arms dangle at his sides and just wait for the next ball to show up.
There you go.
When he's really playing well, it's like he gets even more chill. It's pretty funny.
But see, that's kind of the way I kind of like that as a. Oh, did that catch? It did.
He caught it.
Yeah.
What a
shot! Come on.
I think he just wanted to put that on the live stream. I think it was wide, but he was like, "Watch this."
That's a step away, no pun intended, from a tweener, basically.
Yep.
Going back for something like that.
So deuce game here in the first one.
Right here, and we're not playing no ad, correct? No, this is.
This is no ad at this point.
It is?
Yes. Yeah, they're going no ad, and the receiving team gets to choose who takes the return, and it paid off there for the Washington team.
At least temporarily, because it's not a break unless you
It's not a break unless you hold. Nice.
Sorry, I thought I'd throw
No,
that
that's
in there
good.
for the first.
Yeah,
first
usually
time
I'm
for
on top of that.
The
That one's
afternoon,
on.
and it is
That's
my
fine.
fault, by the way, guys. If something happens, it's my fault.
It's a long
I want to make
weekend.
sure everybody understands that because that's the way the morning has gone.
It
Well,
is-
there
that
was
is my fault.
There was some wind damage at Sean's house. He forgot to tie the trees down.
It's my fault. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's-
fine.
yeah,
and the
well-
coyotes are my fault too.
Man, the storms over the past 2 days have been insane, actually.
Yeah.
We were a little worried last night. We had to replace some cameras this morning after 90-degree winds and all
Yes.
kinds of
Well,
kinds of chaos.
I wasn't worried. You know, I was just being serenaded by John Mayer at United Center. Solo
right.
tour. Make
So
sure you check him out.
So you got to are we
Serenaded
getting
and
royalties
puked on.
from
Yeah, well,
him?
he's a little underground, but you might have heard of him.
I don't know if you ever heard of him. I love the
Wait,
serve.
John is the mayor now?
Yeah.
be the old guy. Wait a
I
minute.
love the
John,
serve there
John,
from-
who was the mayor? I thought it was Paul Vallis, and he was.
Jeff
the one.
has this little side push serve to just keep
Which I
the ball
kinda
low.
like.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, especially at this temperature as the ball starts to get cold a little bit
Yeah.
and stay down in the court.
And you can just tell that Freund and Gerber played together for a while.
Quite a bit, yeah. I would actually expect that to be another big benefit of teams,
Yes.
in this situation is that
Correct.
most regions, most groups or teams that enter can probably put together a group of people that have played an awful lot
Sure.
together.
Yeah, especially at this point in the season. 'Cause you got at least one season,
Yep.
for the most part under your belt anyway.
Yep.
But no, this is cool. Is it? I mean, I'm saying it's the first time they've done it in Chicago, or is it just the first time they've?
No.
had it before?
Yeah, the team nationals, is sort of a new introduction with the success of the PTI, which I think is pretty awesome. I would have trouble coming up with a better way to do sort of a ranking or rating system
Sure.
than what the PTI is.
Yeah.
Especially for events like this, right?
Yeah,
Where it's
sure.
like, okay, we have all these, we have all these teams from across the country
Yep.
that want to be able to compete in some type of national event. And, up until recently with the PTI, that's just kind of been impossible.
Great
Nice
touch.
try.
I mean, super touch.
Yeah, great volley there. And so now, because the PTI kind of segments, people out based on who they've played and if they've played a tournament and what
Sure.
their results were and all these different factors that are included, it actually makes an event like this possible. Whereas in the past, I can't think of anything other than sort of self-rating and saying like, there's an A, B, and C division,
From Johnny. Yeah, no,
and,
you're right.
And if if you're a tournament player, you have to be in a certain bracket, or maybe you can't let tournament players play because of their level compared to the average league player. So this is always fun to see when something like this can
Sure.
get off the ground. Yeah, I think about 60% of the teams that are playing this weekend are from Chicago. And I assume part of that is based on convenience, but
Sure.
I bet the other part of it is that, Chicago might have 60% of the total league play right now.
You know,
I don't know.
We're pretty big here.
So it's very possible that kind of hits the market demographics.
I
Oh, that
agree,
was a
Coach.
good
I think you're
opportunity for
absolutely
Stu.
right. Not only that, I'd say in terms of growth in an area, I think Chicago probably has grown in terms of paddle.
Yep.
As quickly and more than just about any other area in the country. Because let's face it, it's always been on the East Coast anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Growing and flourishing out there. So I just think the Midwest has just taken a big leap in the last 10 years for sure.
Yeah, and I think it's probably more like access to facility and courts than anything else.
You bet.
I certainly heard from a lot of players on the East Coast that, sort of the biggest issue is that stuff can be so scattered.
Yep.
It's not like they don't have the interest, but, stuff can be so scattered that you're going, 45 minutes to an hour for your average league match. And,
Exactly.
what does it take to get that done? In Chicago, when somebody who lives in,
Yeah.
slightly on the North Shore has to go to
Hinsdale.
they act like they are going to Egypt.
That's a bit of an
You
exaggeration.
bring in your passport.
No, I think that's pretty accurate in terms of the way people behave.
No, they
I don't
do.
think that's the
They do.
reality, but I think they act like, I can't
right,
believe,
right,
you got,
We're playing Decatur next week.
You got
That's what it
teams,
feels like.
unless they're going for a specific playoff spot, you got teams that are forfeiting courts because they have to go to Hinsdale. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's 40
like
minutes.
Carbondale. Like they just look at it like it's not that far away.
Yeah, it's
an
an
I do
interesting
travel. Kind of was a great volley from Barnes, man. And again, the nonchalant made it even more stylish.
He will look for every opportunity to blitz. Any ball that he feels like he can get to dip below the net.
Sure.
He's just so comfortable closing.
Tell you what, nice
hands
from
right
Bradley,
there from
right?
Stu. Yeah.
Sean, this might be
I
your
thought this-
last. This might be your last chance to talk about the score of the games.
You don't want to lose your opportunity.
The bamboo
And
shoots
it's
all
We're looking
around.
like bamboo shoots
Bamboo
and
shoots all around, not anymore.
it's all-
AC-doocy now. So, we have, at my age, you got, the nicknames for everything. If you can remember them is the problem. You just don't do that. So Barnes and Bradley take a 2-1 lead after
Should
being
we start
broken in
calling
the
them
first.
start calling them the bed and breakfast?
Airbnb is what they're called.
They make a
Airbnb.
mean. They cook a mean
that's right.
stew.
Yeah.
Bradley.
B squared. Yeah. Killer bees.
like
I mean,
that.
there's so many. You could just.
It's a nice, aggressive, underhand sort of roller serve
It is.
from Kyle.
Yeah, you can't. It's funny. Who says you can't hit it hard? So most people figure, well, I just got to kind of caress this thing in there. He snapped it. That was impressive.
Sean, are you okay? You've barely touched your Diet Coke.
All right, sorry.
Just a little worried.
What are you, the host?
Well, you normally just, I hand it to you.
Sean,
in
would you
3
like another
minutes-
fish
in
cake?
3 minutes.
Maybe we should have a hydrate command in chat to
How is it?
let everybody get involved.
Yeah, at my age, so I don't retain water. Diet Coke is hydration for me.
Little deep.
Yeah. All right. Low 15 here. Or I should say 15 left. He does snap that thing.
Yep. Great volley
It was.
to
Now-
come up with as well.
I'm not sure if everybody did this, but Inside the Wires does look like they made custom sweatshirts for this event.
Yeah, I think that Fusion Sports, one of the sponsors of the APTA, Geared by Fusion, by the way, did sort of allow the
What a
teams to
shot. How did he find the nick with a two?
did allow the teams to do some customization.
Nice.
Yeah. And they look nice. He tries up the line. That's stylish, even if he missed it.
Their future,
So
there it is.
They have. He's got his names on. They got their names on the back of these things.
Yeah, I mean,
Either
this is
that
this is that kind of thing, that is sort of a unique element in the idea that, like, once you are done with your sort of, I'm going to call it, your high school or
How do you
college
pull that off?
career,
Yes.
whatever you have decided to do.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, that's the end of it. Like, I don't know of a lot of 40-year-old dudes that are in a baseball league.
No.
Maybe
Um,
softball.
Maybe softball, yeah. But I mean, if you played football, that's pretty much over. So maybe there's a few things here and there, but that team aspect kind of, can get lost at a certain point. And so I think that, but like the league format of
Sure.
paddle and a lot of tennis and then keeping that going in sort of a national tournament format is a
love
really
it.
cool thing.
It's basically old school, the sequel. I mean, you're basically,
is,
doing,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it is.
basically, we're in a frat here,
Nice shot there from Stu.
What a turnaround.
I know.
That perfect hold.
Well,
All right, another
Deuce game here.
NOAD special, and they're going
The future
to
is
Girani.
taking it.
Yep. He takes it early. The future took it early. Sorry. So, no, I don't mean to make fun. I think
He
it's
could
a
see
cool
where it
event.
was going
Yeah,
because he
He
knew.
saw. That's
he's a
just
precog.
Claire.
Nice dig.
Claire who? Clairvoyant. Yes.
Yeah,
Good lob.
he's also able to be aware of future crimes and stop them before they happen.
he smells crime.
He's
It's a double entendre. Let's not go there. I'm really liking Gerber's forehand roller,
yep.
especially inside in, like that one right
Mm-hmm.
there. Because it's funny, because Stu's been taking it pretty much off the deck all the time. And part of it is because the thing's kind of kicking into the nick. I mean, he's just got radar at this point. So
Is this, Sean, this might be my my movie brain working here, but I'm just thinking of people to cast to play the future.
yeah.
And there's just one guy that comes to mind, Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
Just, I mean,
I could see that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's ripped straight from Always Sunny. But,
Somebody, somebody, you know how they try to make up nicknames for people every so often. Somebody called him D Lung at one point. I'm going, no, I believe it's Lund.
Oh, really?
Like it's not. Yeah. Oh, there we go. He evened it up at 2-all. We got a ball game.
2 apiece.
That's right. Deuces wild, I guess you could call it. If you wanted to.
Nothing wild but the dealer.
I really enjoy match formats like this, where
Yes.
they're willing to go kind of like no ad in the early rounds or like a tiebreaker for the third set. I think it makes
Sure.
it easier. I think you get more paddle in, right? I think you can like physically get more
Yes.
paddle in without, with like that little scoring adjustment. And
Yep.
especially in an event like this where you're playing against every other team in your, bracket,
Yes.
I think it makes it a little bit easier to
That's a nice touch.
get through the day.
Love 15.
Well, and I don't feel like it compromises the integrity of the match, where maybe in like a finals you want that third set, but it's just not really necessary here. Like so.
That's a good
yeah,
point
and-
there, Cal.
and-
You speak of this integrity term. What exactly does that mean?
Nice dig right there.
Well, everyone's still got a fair opportunity to win.
Oh, I see.
Kyle,
All
great dig.
Uh,
Yeah, but I think that I agree with you. That I think the reason that
miscommunication.
what a
He's there.
Pick. I think the reason that it works is because of the team format, right? So
Sure.
like you might have one match where it kind of go like, oh,
It's a nice shot, by the way.
the
from
no
Freund.
ad killed me, or we would have
touch.
done better in a full third set.
Yeah.
But then the reality is like, but if the same thing happens to your other 2 courts, then like it wasn't that big a
No,
deal.
it's not.
You know what I
No,
mean?
no,
if your
it's
other
not.
2 courts, if you lose 3 out of 3 courts, then it probably wasn't meant to be. That was a really good
Huge,
shift and
almost
drive there from
tomahawk.
Jeff.
Yeah, high forehand. I mean, I don't want to say tomahawk because it really wasn't over his head, but it sure looked that way. The pace he put on it, so
Took it
impressive.
nice and
there.
early.
Again,
Yeah. 2 in a row.
he's kind of rolling there.
Finding his groove.
Yes, is Scott Freund from the Washington team. I was going to call them the Commanders, but that's what the football team is now as well. So we'll have to figure something else out. Well, they can't be the Vikings, right? All right, whatever. Because they're not from Minnesota. It's terrible. Which is a kind of a pun if you're an avid paddle fan, because Vikings obviously one of the sponsors too, aren't they?
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
local sponsors here in
Wait,
Chicago.
wait,
I mean,
wait,
are
wait.
they? Yeah.
Way to
on.
weasel them in there, Sean. Nice. No, I'm a big Viking fan. I'm not just talking about the paddles either.
Well,
The
this
hat,
is kind of an
The whole
interesting.
berserk thing.
Scotland.
So I was going to say this is kind of a unique element for us to
Go.
live stream.
You got it. Nice try.
Partially because the format is kind of like if you were really doing a full team nationals, like you would probably want all 3 courts
Yes.
to be live streamed, depending on what was going on, and be able to switch around and all that kind of stuff.
One
which
day.
is sort of a tremendous undertaking. I mean, it's difficult to get 2 courts live streamed
Exactly.
at a tournament with scoring and
Yep.
umpires and the whole deal. So that'll be that's my 5-year goal, I think.
I
is
like
to-
that.
That's my big, hairy, audacious goal, is that 5 years from now, Team Nationals ends up being a huge, live stream event.
I want to link like 8 roadcasters together.
I want to see. I want to see if I can draw enough power out of the hut to shut down the grid.
Oh. Was that game?
I believe it
Wow.
was.
Okay, my bad. Had the score totally wrong.
That's all right.
Good.
I did tell them that they were to be as loud as possible while scoring, because we are not, courtside.
Right.
And
I just turned up
to
the-
his credit, Girani said, "Listen, I'll be super loud if I'm ahead, but if I'm behind, I'm not going to say the score." I was like, "Well, that's fine, because then at least we'll know the general direction of what's
The
happening
match.
in the match."
Well, I've
Girani
kept-
looks quiet, so he's probably not winning.
Not winning. It's good
Nice
forehand.
ball, yeah.
I'm wondering if
Oh,
if
yeah,
Scott,
nice play.
Scott went with the the hoodie or the top with a little confrontational with the. Oh man,
Trey Scott is in the building.
that's right.
Welcome back. Former pro, current legend of
Yes.
Exmoor Country Club.
Let's not
Trey
get that
Scott.
backwards. It's not former legend. It's current legend.
Well, right,
pro,
that's what he
current
said.
That's
legend.
Yeah,
right.
current legend.
That's right. That's what I mean. I don't want to make sure we get.
Ooh, nice overhead with the fadeaway.
Look at the cover over there from Stu.
Come
He's
on,
there.
Stu,
Oh.
we believe in you. He was unaware of my extra cheering. That's why he didn't get that ball. If I was outside next to the court, that would have
a
been
good point.
that would
He'd
have
have
given
been
him just enough
He would have been
juice.
there, yes, he would have
What a
been
return.
What are you, Jay Cordage, handing out everybody juice?
His volley.
No, that is a reference that's way too old for you.
Well,
I don't know why
I picked it up from a few streams
is
ago.
Yeah,
Washington is coming out strong
they are.
in this first set. They're making a lot of good decisions. They're picking good spots.
God, Sean, you want to learn how to keep score? Jeez.
It's funny. Was I supposed to be?
Yeah. Well, someone was. I don't know who.
I do have my phone in my hand, but I'm not. No, I should be good. All right, so Freund and Gerber, after breaking in the initial game, cooled off a little bit and then just reheated up, kind of like leftovers, man. Throw it in the microwave. And they are just
The Washington leftovers.
That's right. They're bubbling. They're back to bubbling,
They
man.
heated it up.
You gotta like that. You gotta like that. So
Well, and some
let's
things
see
are
if,
better the second time around, Sean.
let's see if they can close it out. Close it. What are you trying to say?
Like any cold pizza sometimes, you know.
Oh, I see what you're
There's sometimes pizza's just not great the first time. You know, let it cool down, heat it back
I
up,
thought you
and
were
it's
going
way better.
relationship. There we go. I love that nonchalant.
Or
over
like
the
Papa
back shoulder.
John's when you put it in the oven and actually cook it all the way. Like that's
Real
usually
ingredients,
better.
Real pizza, Papa John's.
Oh,
Just
you're
give me a
right.
pizza with a doughy
You
middle.
know, you're right, Coach. That's kind of what happens here. Well,
I don't think any quality ingredients are going to save a lack of cook time.
No.
This is the best chicken breast money
Are
can
you
buy.
saying you
I
know
cooked
better-
it for 4 minutes. I can't believe you don't like it.
Are you saying
Well,
you
you don't
know
wanna
better
get-
than the Papa?
You don't want to get.
Just about,
Oh.
certain things.
Johnny usually pulls that off. Maybe that was almost too nonchalant. But by the way, if you cook too much of the vitamins out of the it's a problem. I don't know. Don't you
Well,
cook
this
vitamins?
is also a little different than at least how league format works in Chicago, in the idea that every set that you win in Chicago is worth a point.
Yep.
Yeah. So, like, you can lose a match in some of the Chicago leagues and still really have helped your team out,
Correct.
But this is, this first set isn't worth any more than the second or third. So there's also a point here if it gets to, like, love 30 where
Hands from Freund,
right about there.
unbelievable hands because Stu just cooked, so to speak.
where I
I'm just going
assume
back into
that at this
analogy.
point,
Yeah,
Girani and Stu are kind of like, let's move on to set number 2.
it seems that way, but you just never know in paddle. In paddle.
In paddle or out of paddle.
Al fuego. Yes. Up.
Nice.
Some really good camera angles, boys.
That's all Coach McClure.
I mean,
You should see that guy adjust a camera.
I'm
He's big and strong and clamps it down. It's very impressive.
It sounded like you were singing out there. Words to the
Nice
song
shot
there.
from Girani
He's
to
big and
wait for
strong
that
and
ball.
Clamps it down.
Well, there's certainly not a lot of uncomfortable moments from the Washington team here.
Washington leftovers.
There's not, so far, hasn't been a
Believable
nice touch to
touch.
get that
Yeah.
ball to drop.
Just fell off the back screen.
Yeah, but just kind of nothing's making them look real out of place.
No.
Hitting their volleys.
We got a set point as well.
Other than that,
I think they've done a particularly good job. Ooh, tough.
Wow.
Nice.
way to run it down.
Nice.
So anyway, it's all right. I wouldn't have run it down either.
Yeah,
I mean, I would have attempted.
That was kind of what I was talking about
Yeah.
with the whole, like, maybe we should just
Move on.
move on to the second set.
Which, by the way, I don't think we're advocating tanking, Coach.
No. Just that.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's not worth any more
No.
to come back and win the set or
No, of
keep
course
them from
not.
getting a set. But
No.
let's take a quick break between sets here for our sponsors, and we'll be right back with the second set here at the PTI Nationals.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy Plus.
All right, back in the saddle, baby.
Oh yeah, thump it, Sean.
I'm trying, man.
That sounds like the Arctic Monkeys song. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I didn't even. I don't.
Oh well, now it doesn't. Now this is a jazzy, funky beat.
Well, now it doesn't.
Now that you did something with your own song. Yeah.
All right, they're going to start right out. I love these guys, man. They don't care.
Fire it up, round 2.
That's
I mean,
right.
it's a long day of paddle for everybody. I don't think that they're, it's not like they have a break in between here so that they can. Oh, nice pick.
Oh, that's
what
good.
an
Caught that
overhead.
caught. How did he get that in? Look at the
Unbelievable.
tomahawk. It's Shotmaker's delight. No way. Did he pull that off?
He
Seriously?
did.
Wait, is Johan Durand in the building? What the heck was that right there?
Well, actually, they're outside.
All right, so it's a euphemism. You know, you're too young to take
He
things
very
too
well
literally there.
might be in
That's
the.
fine.
Actually, it's an outdoor sport.
It is. It is.
That has nothing to do with age. I guess
No.
it's just wit. John.
Yes. I love the fake poach. He's there.
Nice drive.
So, is someone making eggs for breakfast?
Good ball.
Sean, do you get it?
You know-
because of the because of the eggs.
I got it.
Nice dig.
Okay.
I got it.
Again, good
I
coverage.
was trying to react to it there, Cal.
Okay.
I
I understand.
Smarter than I look.
So inside the wires, grinding at the moment
Yes.
to stay in points.
He's there.
Nice pick.
Oh,
Wow, nice
I tell
volley.
you what. Barnes has this type of speed. If he wants to get there, he will. I think that's really what goes on. I think he's like, if he's got like afterburner speed, like he can just take off. It's amazing because you don't. It's not like he doesn't look fast. I'm just saying it just.
Nice
he
rip.
wants to. Yeah, it was a really
I
nice
think
rip.
that the Washington team has also done a particularly good job neutralizing Girani's blitz. It just seems like when he starts to creep in, they're doing a nice job directing the volley, away from him enough or
It's a nice
keeping it
volley
low
from Stu.
enough.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, in your opinion, Coach, now that Stu is fighting to stay in this game with his partner, and he did a great job here. Here is a game point for both parties here, and they'll go deuce.
Yeah, I mean,
what would you suggest, Coach, that maybe Barnes and Bradley start doing other than get that last volley in?
I think that they have been doing a particularly good job of retreating as needed.
Sure.
But part of me wants to sort of see them give up the net in a more intentional way, especially because it seems like that return, especially off the deuce side, has hurt them every time. Every game that has gone to deuce, Washington has elected to have Kyle take that return, and he's won every single point with it. So you might have to start coming up with a different plan with what to do off of that serve sequence. That's a good move there from
almost.
Girani.
I mean, I know when they start, and of course I'm just getting analytical here, but I know when they start in the Australian formation because they want to play one side of the court. We get that. But sometimes you can actually switch after the serve and return is over.
Yeah.
First 4 shots are just as important as any shots,
Yeah, absolutely.
After.
It might also be a good idea for them to start moving off of, to set it up so that there's, maybe a little bit of movement in the middle.
It's in there. He's there.
Wow, great volley. I was with Girani.
He got
that
it.
thing was so
I thought
high.
he got that.
That volley came off the paddle so high, I thought it was drifting along as well.
Yeah. All right, 15 all.
Little let court there.
And the only reason I ask is that, look, it's not like Barnes and Bradley can't come back just because they have the talent to do so. Unquestionably, they do. It's always a.
Well, that's another thing
pretty
that
good
makes the third set tiebreaker more interesting because they're really, it's not that big a deal to come back into this one.
Yeah, as long as they can figure out a way to win this second set, then, it doesn't feel like such a huge undertaking.
Yes.
And I do think it keeps, people from, especially in a format like this, having to play, 12 sets in one day.
Sure.
So that they can get through,
That was a good drive. No way.
Nice pick.
Okay, sit.
I mean, that's such a smart decision right there from Jeff and Kyle, the way they're playing that sequence.
Okay, this is right here. They basically have adopted the philosophy you were referring to earlier, Coach, which is maneuver to take the net if they are going to, or maybe either that or give it up when they need to.
Nice.
That's a good shot.
Nice hands again. Good recovery.
That's a smart
such
shot.
a good read.
I know.
Wow.
Great read. Wow. Just gives you an idea of when you do read that ball coming off the court that quickly, you don't have to tomahawk it with much pace because it's really going to be a surprise tactic anyway. It was a really great shot from Freund, taking it that early and just kind of popping it. You don't have to hit it that hard. Matter of fact, the harder you hit it, the easier it is for them to recover. So perfect pace on it.
The other one that's going to be tough here for Stu and Girani is it's not like they aren't trading points, right? It's not like they a bunch of deuce games, and in this format, maybe they feel like, okay, we're right there in them and we played smart points. It just didn't go our way. But that's the format. So you might have to make that adjustment and say that, that we're going to slow this down a little bit as these guys, get hot and go a little bit more patience paddle. That's the first overhead error we've
the
seen
other thing
from
is,
Washington.
and I mean, not that it isn't obvious, but a little deeper lob would be nice. A little more penetrating lob, I should say, from the Bradley Barnes side of the court.
Yep, that might help out.
I haven't seen too many cartwheels. What a shot.
Nice
Come
volley.
on. Look at Barnes.
Wow.
Oh,
Pickleball.
Bow to your sensei.
Yeah. So I
Girani
think that
just-
when they take the net, I think it's tough, but they might have to freeze them out a little bit and play some more patient paddle.
Patient paddle sounds like a great name for a new clinic we're going to be. I don't mean that as a clinic for rehab. I'm talking about an actual
It's a gold mine.
instructional. I know.
A pedantic paddle is the name of my clinic. And,
Bamboo shoots all around, if just in case somebody was going to be disappointed if I didn't say that.
Nice. I would have been.
Okay, a volley error from Freund, which is uncharacteristic at this point.
You saw Stu and Girani both turn up the juice a little bit there on their drives as
Sure
well.
did. Good leave from
They
Stu.
put him under a little bit more pressure with some more power.
I'm not calling anything yet because I don't, know anything yet.
You know, that's very nice.
But it seems like momentum has shifted. I mean,
A little
they're
bit.
putting on a clinic.
That caught the outside edge.
Yeah, that's good overhead.
Well, and a sportsman didn't even think about it, just played it. I mean, that's dedication. And as I was saying, momentum has clearly shifted.
No, I mean it's I think if anything that you're starting to see Stu and Girani find their groove a little bit more, right? They're playing a little bit stronger points than they did in the first set. That's for sure. But
it's great blitz.
I do think that last error is caused by Jeff being so willing to close the net and take
great
off
hustle
early
from Bradley.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, Coach.
It's another good roller.
Good.
Oh, it was a tough shot from Girani Barnes.
Yep.
Coming outside.
And that was the same. I mean, that's Girani doing the same thing that Jeff has been doing in the ad side for Washington, willing to creep forward and block a ball early, take it when it's way above the net and give somebody no time.
Much tougher on the backhand side, too, than even on the forehand side generally. Fault there, but still has an opportunity here to take an early lead in this second set. Washington team won the first set.
It's tough.
And once again, we are coming to you live from Exmoor Country Club, lovely, bucolic Exmoor Country Club. Mike Rahali, the Racket Sports Director. Always go Rahali. I say that, and sometimes I'll say it, and I don't really mean it because I know it's really Raleigh. But
well, and then also, unfortunately, couldn't be here today for reasons I'm not sure, but the head pro, Dave Pollock.
Dave Pollock.
As well.
DP, man.
Yep. No, that's, okay. That's good. It's a good nickname.
AC Doocy.
I'll make sure
Stop it.
you tell him that you called him
You
that.
know,
You know, I've got a friend named Dan Pruitt.
Nice
And that's what you
return
call
right
him?
there
That's
from
what you call him?
Stu.
really nice. That thing just dipped. That's right. It was ranch. Oh, I think he probably elicited that fault from that last return. No, I don't think so. Because they played that one. Guys I used to play with call that 4 feet out, Coach.
That's because they're bad people.
I feel like that's a thing that gets said on like 70% of the streams.
It's in there. Nice
Good
touch.
hands.
Wow.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Get down.
He
does.
got it. Nice move by Stu.
Pickleball.
Look at this. Sit down. Sit
Good
down.
recovery.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
I like
great
that
shot.
play.
And he just still stabbed it back.
Yep.
Amazing rally.
Boom.
He goes for
The
he rolled
one-handed,
it. Yeah.
one-handed flick.
Let's slap. Little snap. Boom.
It's going to be a
Nice screen drive.
there.
This might be
What
one of the
a
greatest-
play.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
And the crowd
Let's get
are
a
loving
clap.
it. Yeah.
So
Great point. About a point of the match right there.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Now that
Athleticism.
could be a momentum swing, Cal, to be fair.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that is going to – I think that kind of point can be one that, you know, starts to make you feel like you got to shift a bunch of stuff up. Although, again, you know, in this format, 30 all, if you can fight to deuce, it can be anybody's, you know, point.
You're right.
Really good direction away. I mean, I would normally see Girani, you know, be converting way more of those blitz opportunities where he closes forward off of a low drive. But I really just think that Washington is doing a great job keeping the ball away from him.
To play a little keep away. I agree. Sit. Every time I say sit, it goes out. Sorry, Stu. I don't know what to do.
Go out there and apologize to Stu.
He'll be like, who are you?
Only commentators know that they do possess the curse that can, you know, shape a match.
Yes.
As soon as you compliment someone, you're like, well, not that instance there, but trust me.
Yes. Yeah, I tell you what, there's some of the marks of a couple good overheads. It's just if you're starting to see your opponent's backs a lot,
yep,
you're doing a good job. And if you see that they're maybe only turning maybe 90 degrees, you can get them turned like right there. That's a little bit better.
Yep. This is smart of Stu and Girani to switch back. I don't know.
I agree.
They've certainly been making more stuff happen in this location, and they're more comfortable, I think. Great volley.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, nice try. Jeff does a nice job, like taking an initial step to look like he's going to retreat, and then he holds his ground.
Yes.
And he's been able to convert an awful lot of shots that, you know, maybe normally would be bouncing at his feet by making sort of a fake retreat. That's a good play. I respect it because the retreating volley was also my best shot in the world of paddle.
It's just the one you hit the most.
Run away.
It had to be because it was the one I hit the most. That's right, Cal. Right. It was more repetitions, so I got good at it. It's a dazzling combination of being out of position and being constantly afraid.
Yep.
Those are the two catalysts for the retreating volley, and you have to get good at it.
Fear-based paddle. Today we're working on
Fear-based paddle is about to be the name of one of my memoirs.
I've got a couple good memoir names ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah. My top choice right now is Vendetta Against Success.
Nice.
That's really good.
Thank you.
That's really good. I'd be willing to ghostwrite that for you because I feel like I have a lot of experience in that field.
Look at that. He's there.
Recover. Nice pick.
Super dig from Stu Bradley.
Yeah. Now, I do think that one of the differences between the first and second set is I don't think Jeff missed a single drop shot in the first set.
Yeah.
Right? Like all these little things where he's sweeping across the net and kind of taking these opportunities to hit these like little droppers. There's been a few of them for this second set that have not quite gone their way, much like what Girani
Right there,
Barnes just
right
did
there,
there.
yeah.
Yeah, but
Exhibit A.
Don't look now, but the sun is out.
Hey, look at that.
strongly agree. What is this?
I'm just so thankful that Cal didn't start singing Richie Havens there.
It's a heat wave.
You
Exactly.
think I could
No, I
sing
don't think
Richie
I'd
Havens?
rather,
Are you
I would
kidding me?
rather not. You know what? Let's not
Nice
find
volley.
out.
Oh, yes, the let cord clipper.
Oh.
Oh, I don't know. That might have been wide. What do you think?
It's possible. But these guys, sportsmen, uh-oh.
That's pretty tough. He's going to try to tag that.
You know what? Just got away with that. Perfect location on the lob. It wasn't so much, yes, there was a miscommunication between Bradley and Barnes, but it's a perfect example of where if you can lob the ball just over the left shoulder.
Well, especially with the sun coming out.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, there's a little different element here.
Oh. Sit.
Good hands.
Is that two-handed back from Kyle
Yeah.
Gerber? Gotta like that. All right. Barnes and Bradley taking a little advantage here.
The bed and breakfast is
1 point,
opening its
game
doors.
point for a hold and a 4-1 lead. Just missed.
Okay.
Here we go again. Is he going to make him do it again?
All right, so let's see.
Oh, they're going to deuce again.
Let's see how B&B handle
Yes.
this. This is our sort of our standard situation that.
a
Oh,
super
and
serve.
he puts a little extra juice on it,
Yeah, that worked out.
and it causes a problem.
You know, to your point, Coach, there have been, I'm going to say, of the 13 games that have played, I mean, I'm going to say more than about half of them have been deuce games. And sometimes it's just a matter of how well you play those right there. Because, I mean, let's face it, that was a very important game. 3-1, deuce game. They lose that, it's 3-2. All of a sudden, Freund and Gerber are back in it. So
I don't know. I, for one, find it refreshing to have those the no ad scoring because there's actually intense points that have a 2-game swing instead of.
I suppose.
It's always
See if Scott Freund can get a handle on, as they say, stopping the bleeding a little bit. But again, credit to Barnes and Bradley for making the necessary adjustments to climb back into this thing.
Yeah, they definitely flipped the switch a little bit here for the second set. And it's not that often that I would tell players to, you got to go a little bigger.
Sure.
But in this particular instance, they're, sort of normal.
Like that.
Normal touch game
Yes.
that, Girani plays sort of wasn't getting it done in that first set. And so you can see that he's added some pop. Stu's taken
Sure.
a little
Like
bigger
that.
swing. Yeah, it seems to be benefiting them and creating some more opportunities. Casual.
That's a good fake there.
Yeah.
It's funny. You don't realize most of the time you're not going to take a shoulder high volley and try to turn a drop shot into it. But Scott's done that a bunch of times for the Washington team. And what happens, though, when you do that, even though it's not necessarily a high percentage shot, and it's generally one that gets tracked down a lot, it also gives your opponent something to think about.
Right.
So all of a sudden, this ball's shoulder high, and Girani was looking for that drop shot. And that's one of the only reasons why that point was won pretty much for Freund and Gerber, is that he just had Girani thinking the wrong shot just because of that drop shot. So 40-30 for Scott and Kyle here to see if they can pull the 2-4.
Yeah, that air conditioning is really
Nice
going on.
pick.
All right, they do. So 42. It does sound like we're doing like some rapids or something. Like we're coming down the. Like I got to get my kayak waxed. Anyway, so
Water? Do you big water skier, Sean?
I'm not. I'm just a big, yes. When I'm water
Waterboarder?
skiing, I'm technically a big water skier, yes.
I don't know why I just called it
because of
waterboarding.
my-
What's the thing where there's a wakeboarding?
I would be a
wakeboarding.
big anything you want,
Waterboarding.
because that's what I am. I'm just big.
That reminds me of a great
So
joke.
good
It's,
at waterboarding.
Yeah, waterboarding at Guantanamo Bay sounds like a really fun time if you have no idea what either of those things are.
Yeah. Nice
Look
volley.
at the hands from Stu Bradley, just not backing off. And it's not like Scott Freund Freund doesn't have a drive. He tattooed that thing. Nice. Look at the stability of the cameras. It's just such a beautiful story. It's a great point. Sit.
I think that they are also
Look at
up
this.
until then. They're
Look
doing
at the
a good
D.
job. They're not letting Kyle drive as much as he did in the first set either. That's a good pick. 2 in a row. Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Filthy.
Ridiculous.
Barnes putting on a clinic over there.
The clinician.
Unbelievable movement. Wow. Well, sooner or later they did wear it down. I should say wear them down. All right, love 15. But up 4-2 in this second set. We are getting a little bit of precip.
Yeah, it looks like some precipitation out there, Sean. That's the fancy word for rain or snow or sleet. It's an all-encompassing term, Sean.
And that, you know what, it will make a difference.
Does actually seem like it's coming down pretty hard now.
Yeah, it will make a difference, later on the court. I'm sure that maybe that's one of the reasons why you hear some noise. The heaters might be on, which would make sense. But unless you're wearing glasses, it's a good shot. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. Oh, that's a tough shot, trying to roll it and snap it down at Stu's feet from that position for Kyle Gerber. Not that he can't pull it off. Matter of fact, in my opinion, I was kind of just envious / admiring him for even trying it, but because I know I don't have the guts to even conceive of anything like that.
Well, looks like it's
going to get. Looks like the X Games now, guys. Want to see the half pipe competition.
Well, and here, the sun was out a few minutes ago.
Sure.
And now it's raining.
Yeah, I think probably I won't be happy if we don't see 5 more different weather patterns within this match, so we can go through everything. So maybe a tornado could touch down behind them, and then we could have a tsunami, and a couple of other things, hurricane, earthquake.
Yeah.
I don't know if you consider an earthquake to be a weather pattern.
Well,
that's the real issue.
That's fair.
So
I just started listing
California.
natural disasters. I didn't really.
Although I think if all of those things happened here, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would be in a movie about it, so we'd get to meet him. That's right. Not to be confused with the other Dwayne Johnson. Great guy.
Great.
But he's not
There's
The
about
Rock.
a million of them.
Yeah.
I don't know which other Dwayne Johnson we're talking about.
Nice pick.
Because it could be a bunch of different people.
All right, so we're going to see if these conditions sort of change the dynamic of the match here a little bit, because we're starting to get enough moisture where I think the ball and the court are going to get a little wet.
And credit to Freund and Gerber if they're able. I know if they're able to weather, no pun intended, the circumstances, and then stay patient, because sometimes when it gets like this, you're thinking, let's just get to the tiebreaker. You know what I'm saying? And let's just figure if we can pick this up. He's going to be there.
That's too good. Too good.
Very nice. All right. Stepping back the direction. Now it looks like it's subsiding a little bit.
A good roll. Oh, 2 in a row? Oh, look at the dig from
duck.
the play from. I respect that. It may be trying to cause a little distraction and stay up close when that ball's coming hard. Can for sure be a play.
But Coach, you called it. It just seems to me like both Bradley and Barnes have decided when they are going to drive the ball, they're putting a lot more steam out of what hands.
That's tough.
As much as you could say, well, Kyle Gerber was lucky on that one. You know what? That was pretty much skill, man. He just got his paddle on it, and it was going to be a pretty good dropper, even if it didn't hit the net.
Yeah. I mean,
look at the hands here. He's there. Oh. All right.
It's a good play. Held their ground.
From 5-3, or 3-5, I should say. I jinxed him. What kind of a... Just get Albrecht out of here right now.
Well, I apologize, sir, if I mispronounced your name, but Damian Johnson giving us a shout-out from Connecticut. I think
Is
that's
that
what
what you were
CT
thinking?
is.
What you were thinking that was Dwayne Johnson?
Oh, we love Damian.
From Fairfield County. All right, yeah.
In Connecticut?
Shout out
Damian's a
Fairfield.
fantastic guy. Does a lot of stuff with the APTA and helps with, always willing to talk tech with me when I go ultra nerd mode about live stream stuff and that kind of thing.
I just can't see it. Nice touch.
And I think that brings us 5-3.
The APTA CEO might be in this team group as well, or if we get to see him meet, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I wonder if we could angle to have somebody on the live stream.
So Scott and Kyle, successful.
Able to hold.
Uh-huh.
Bring it to 5-3.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It's starting to look a little slick out there.
Bank. Yes, a little bit.
But it does seem like it stopped raining.
Yep.
So hopefully
See the
no one
hopefully
takes a fall or anything.
Yeah, no wet patches, which always looks like, as I've always said, a X-Files spaceship.
I was going to say, I was going to preempt you and
X-Files.
say spaceship, but I was worried that that's not what you were talking about. And
No.
But naturally, I should have known.
That's okay. We'll get there.
Naturally, I should know.
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't know that.
It looks like a spaceship there.
Is that the way I sound? I guess. To you, maybe I sound that way? By the way, we're situated at kind of in a front area in the club where we're almost like the reception desk.
Not almost. This is quite literally.
Is it a reception desk?
Yeah, for
So,
the tennis shop. This is in the Oak
when
House.
people come in,
Yeah.
I just almost feel like saying hi to everybody.
This is my favorite spot to stream from because I'm such a social butterfly.
You are. That's what that's. You're more like a social falcon.
This is.
Like I mean, butterfly. I mean, I understand the spirit of it, but you're like a,
buried.
a bird of prey with a social.
Well,
sort of
I feel like that. Yeah, I feel
I mean
like
that
that's
in
the wrong.
Socially,
in the highest regard.
He's a social.
socially, you're a bird of prey.
You're a social predator.
I just became
I
a
forgot-
serial killer
let's say
live
don't
on
say
stream.
I didn't want to use the word predator. Cal.
No,
You
I
didn't
liked
bring
it.
that up.
I liked
I
it.
think it's great.
I liked it. You just got to stick with the analogy and not let it go anywhere else.
I
That's
believe
the
it's
key.
30-15 there, sir.
I think so too.
Yeah. Well, now it's 30 also.
Look,
15-30.
using Girani's powers of being the future.
The future.
Nice pickup.
Oh,
way.
what a good
See,
move
now Coach
there.
McClure would have pulled that off, the retreat volley.
Retreat volley.
No problem.
Oh, all right.
And
so
that
I guess
is-
we were wrong about
That
score.
is a break, and we go to 5-4.
It almost looks like Mr. Mr. Gerber's offering them a little bit of life insurance. Just pennies a day.
It's good.
Pulling everything you can.
5-4, which is on my best day was my best 40 time, basically.
What?
40-yard
Oh.
dash. No, it's not.
In 54 seconds.
No,
It's-
5.4 seconds, but that's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
You can say 54. It's funny. It's funnier. That hit the line. Girani's on it. Yeah, this is a big game here. Not to be Captain Obvious about it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw this be the most conservative game that possibly both teams play.
Just
right?
from the momentum swing, yes.
Yeah, I don't think you're probably going to see Stu
Ooh,
or Girani.
come on.
Nice dig.
You got it.
And he's there. Yeah, I don't think you're going to see Stu or Girani like force a drive in this game. I certainly feel like Kyle and Jeff have kind of locked in there.
He's really good at
yeah,
that.
he is just all over the net.
I mean, because that's not easy to do. Okay. And he doesn't. It's not like he's putting. It's not like Scott Ferrand is putting a lot of underspin on that. That's a great shot from Girani.
Good move.
I don't want to call anybody out here.
Yeah.
Everybody does it, but I'm not. bit of a significant foot fault going on here on this serve. He's kind of like already at the service
You know,
line
in
here.
paddle though, Cal,
If you,
this is
but
average.
just look at, I mean, come on, he's halfway through the box.
Yeah,
Again,
you might have to go. You might have to go to the video on that, because if he is touching the ball and it's off his paddle before his foot
That's
is
right.
actually on the
Exactly.
court,
Exactly.
it is not a foot fault.
No.
You can be, you can take a running leap out into the court.
Well,
and
look.
have
Yeah,
it
I've
nice.
seen
I'm
a
not
lot more
calling anybody-
egregious examples.
Yeah, he's not
I
doing
think
it
I am a more
unethically.
egregious example. I don't think there's any question about it. Anybody's going to say it. Sean's got the worst. I've got a foot vault.
Nice.
So,
Well, look, again,
there.
I'm not accusing him of any impropriety, so to speak. Just-
Well, I also
Well
think
put.
that, to be perfectly honest, we can all trust that Girani would have said something.
well, and everybody does it. So it's,
yeah. No, I don't. I mean, in terms
Nice
of, and I'm
drive.
just saying, playing paddle for, and I really haven't been playing paddle for that long, but the years I've been playing paddle, that's not egregious to me. I've seen way worse than that.
Well, yeah, but this is, I mean, it's a good point that, I mean, it might look like one, but there's a chance that, I mean, he
No.
could be off, the ball could be off his paddle before his heel
it is
actually
for the most
touches.
part. It's close enough where I don't think it really matters at this point.
yeah.
Okay, here we go. So either the air conditioning, as Cal was putting it, or the
It's definitely the AC.
or
'cause
the rapids down in the Colorado River have
Nice.
subsided, and now we can hear things a little bit better. Maybe profanity.
Colorado
Hopefully
River.
nothing.
That was a cool roller.
That was.
A little inside-out action.
Okay, he's going to kick overhead there. Haven't seen one of those in a while.
Good pick.
That's going to work. And just somewhat of a little bit more depth on the lob would be nice, maybe. That's better. Get him
Yeah.
back a little bit.
That is just such a skidder. Nice
Shot.
hands.
Yeah, some of that drop volley magic from Scott Freund is Scott Freund, and then sometimes it's just the position.
Yeah.
you keep basically lobbing short. You're going to force the idea of trying to hit a ball. And
Or, I mean, like, he doesn't, he's not afraid of being on top of the net. So if
Apparently.
you pull the trigger on a drive and he has stepped forward,
Yes,
he has a
great
lot
shot
more
from Stu.
options. Good.
yeah, smart.
Yeah,
One,
but
two,
you
plus.
drive the ball
point.
right at somebody who likes to be there, there's
It's a
going to be
set point here.
chances.
Yeah, this is a big point. I mean, they're all big points at this stage. But
At this part of the season.
no, of the match. But yeah, also probably. Well, the season's over, Matt.
Hey, not for these guys.
Nope. And it's not because we got the married mixed in 2 weeks.
We do have the married mixed coming.
And you know who's going to be streaming that?
You
The
know it.
stream team.
This guy.
Up. Yes.
I would say who's got two thumbs, but unfortunately, Sean lost one of his thumbs in a lumberjacking incident.
Why is that supposed to be funny?
No, it's not. It's tragic.
First of all, I didn't lose a thumb.
it's
I don't know. I think it's really just because
just like, where
I
do
think
you-
it's just the absurdist element of it being so far from the truth.
I think you were inhaling a little too much of what that older guy was imbibing in last night at the concert there.
Oh, at the John Mayer concert?
Yeah.
John Mayer?
Keep.
Nice dig.
I'm sorry. Who
The
was
solo
there?
tour? I mean, look, Sean, he was on stage for 2 hours with just him, an acoustic guitar, piano.
Yeah, that's a tough hourly wage right there. For
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
$2 million.
A couple. I mean,
Let's get.
That is
Oh.
a good soft side
Unbelievable.
screen right there.
And we got another set
From
point
Kyle.
here. As if it could get any more exciting, and I mean that sincerely.
this is
Yeah, no, this
this is why this format is
Yeah,
always
exactly.
awesome. This is either set or this is almost a
Exactly.
guaranteed break. Oh my
He
goodness!
faulted. No, he didn't.
I've done that before.
No, he didn't.
Feeling bad for Jeff. So we're going to be right back
No, he
after a
didn't.
word from our sponsors with the third set tiebreaker
Yes.
here at Exmoor Club for the APTA PTI Men's Team Nationals. We'll be right back.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy Plus.
oh, and we missed a point. All
That's
right.
all right.
It looks like
Looks like they jumped right in.
Which we like about our players. I was going to say our men, but you know I can't say stuff like that on the air. I just got kicked off actually for saying stuff like that. But anyway, no. So it's
I think it's
1-0
yeah.
Freund Gerber. Yep.
Serves a
And the
little
serve
deep
a little
there.
deep. So doing their best to try to
So
keep it.
what is this this breaker format? What are we playing to?
So this is
10
first one
point
to
Coleman.
10,
Yeah.
win by 2.
But it's the same style of switching as the
Correct.
traditional.
We call that a Coleman tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Correct.
At least around here we do. Around these parts.
Or a super breaker. What's the definition of a super breaker? Is
I
it-
don't know. I think Tayo Cruz wrote a song about it.
A breaker that's kind of a hero to everyone.
A break.
I don't know.
It's a tie break that can shoot lightning out of its eyes.
Yes.
Well, and can I ask
Oh.
you guys? Are you
Only
a-
in the tiebreaker we're getting some faults here.
Man,
Raymond.
well,
these
are you
guys
a-
want this to be over.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you
Deuce
a little
is wild
surprised
here.
that they just ran straight into it after losing on a fault like
Not
that?
necessarily. Sometimes
Now, whose point was that?
That was long. That was clearly long.
Okay,
So
all right.
that's going to
Well,
be
you don't need to
Barnes
say
and
clearly.
Bradley.
That's.
I think
Exactly.
that
it's fine.
it hit the fence on the fly. That's the only reason.
No. I mean, you know, it's fine. It's cool.
that I'm familiar with.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a Sean signature.
What a get!
Oh my
Oh my
gosh!
God! Did he get a concussion out of that? We may get a
I
protocol.
don't know, but that could.
Incredible.
Jeez, what a couple of digs.
I know.
We're gonna have to save this point for later.
Does that had a helmet on him? I mean, by God, it looked like he. Yeah, they're going to have to evaluate him. Put him in the tent. You guys don't
now
watch
it's
football?
now it's
No,
a real
I
tie break.
understand. Yeah, right.
The pop-up treatment tent.
Yeah, there's
Well, the
definitely.
tent we like to be in that when it's 40.
Oh, it's
below.
gonna go over.
It's in
You
there.
know
I
what?
thought
Say
that
what you will,
tent was
Sean.
just for wardrobe changes.
You're gonna remember that tent day for the rest of your life.
What a lob volley! Say-
Lob volley? No.
You know what? I got to give Geronimo Barnes a lot of credit for even trying that shot because you know what? It's not an easy ball to hit anyway.
It's
especially from
not.
that
You know what
view.
was interesting is it was the right play.
Yeah,
Like he read
yeah.
what was developing, and it would have been, the shot
Yes.
that.
Yeah. And you know what? He just made up for that huge return.
Yep.
All right, 3-4. I should say 4-3.
Yeah.
Stu Bradley to serve it.
Sean, do you miss working at a front desk or something? I mean, you should see the way his eyes light up every time someone walks in here.
Well, it is exciting.
Yeah, no,
Well,
it is.
you remember what I
you
do
know?
for a living.
That's fair. It's always
For
a
the,
sense
other
of
than this, of
possibility.
course. No, I just got, there's a lot of, I meet a lot of people and sometimes they're going to, they're going to say, hey, there's that
I do like
lousy
meeting people.
Yonex rep that still owes me money or something like that.
Oh my gosh, Tom Hanks?
Are we sure
What
we're
are
not
you
at
doing
6'2"?
here?
Maybe it's 5'3". Is that 6'2"?
All right.
I don't know. Hold on.
I mean,
I think it sounds like 6'2". It feels like 6'2" to me. Is it?
Nice
Shot.
volley.
Way to miss it, by the way, for Scott Freund. It's just easy to get in the way and mess up that point, but he was smart enough to get his paddle out of the way.
Well, one of the things that it certainly seems like.
A little long. Oh, I thought it was out.
No, he got it.
was in there.
One of the things that it certainly seems like Jeff does so well is he doesn't feel like he has to insert himself in every situation.
No.
It's like he kind of picks and chooses his spots really well, and as a result, it's not like he's causing a bunch of errors or confusion between him and his teammate. He kind of just is working his strengths. That's tough.
Much better lob.
Yep.
Well, there we go.
That
There
was
we go.
good patience to
Pick
look
up.
for that drive.
Come on.
Another one. Another. Smart.
Yeah, some of the shots these guys are pulling off. I'm always fond of saying, no way was that deliberate, but I actually believe that it was deliberate on these
Is
guys.
actually on purpose. No, a
Did
little
he miss
wide.
that a little wide? He did.
Little wide. And it looks like they're going to switch sides here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening for the score
I'm
as
thinking
well.
it's 6. Well, okay.
We're going to get a little extra audio here.
I'm not saying it's 7-2, but
That's just because Exmoor recently built that airport, that landing strip right next to.
Well, right.
Is it that cold outside?
All right, they didn't announce the score. Cool.
That's okay.
No worries.
I mean, it's 6-3 or 7-2, but right now, suffice to say, Barnes and Bradley have the advantage. That's a little wide as well. Look, I can see if I turn up the. There, see. Now, if I would be able to funnel this channel through my Waves plugin, you know, I might be able to drown out.
Reduce a little bit of that.
Some, I don't know. I might be able to do it right here. Hold on. Can I?
Just in before all the audio cuts out entirely.
I'm not gonna. Here, hold on. Stop it.
Oh, that's a good touch shot right there, and that's going to do it.
All right.
We got it done. Really.
10-2 must have been correct there in the third set breaker.
Yeah.
So inside the wires takes it against the Washington team. One of the interesting things about this is that with all of the paddle that's left to be played in these round-robin qualifiers, you know, this is just a small piece. It's not like they're definitely moving on to the next round.
No.
But we've wanted to try to bring you a couple of the early rounds here so you could get a showcase of all the different teams
Coach,
that are involved.
I wonder, they have the other matches going on at the same time?
Yeah, they're using 12 other clubs around the Chicago area today with all the courts, and you know, there's a whole bunch of different brackets.
So you could be right
represented.
next to your other team.
Yeah, you might be from another region, but a different PTI level.
Oh, I got you.
You know, or you could have multiple teams. You know, that kind of thing. But they, 5 to 10,
that's very
10
cool
to 15, 15
That's
to
phenomenal.
25. So there's a whole grouping going on here this weekend. You should check out the website on the APTA platform tennis site.
Oh, yeah.
If you're interested in following some of the live scoring, we'll do another match this afternoon at 2 p.m. With whatever's going on here at Exmoor Club, where we're set up for the live stream. And then tomorrow we're going to bring in a whole bunch of finals in a row of a whole bunch of different PTI levels. So today's sort of the qualifiers, and then tomorrow finishes the whole event.
Don't we have to go with one of the aren't we like relegated to having to put somebody on the air? Didn't we say that they're from out of town?
I think we do have a match committed this afternoon already, just in terms of being able to choose what is here. Obviously, most clubs only have 4 or 6 courts, so there's a limited amount of these head-to-head matches that can be played at one facility. But but we'll be back this afternoon with a different group here.
Yeah. And the further away you are, the more likely we're going to put you on the air. That's the way it works.
That's right.
Like if you got here from Guam, for crying out loud, you're going to be on the live stream.
If you were able to come in from Brazil, that would really
That's exactly
lock
the way
you
we
in.
put it in there.
So,
to the airport. They fly into the Exmoor airport.
But anyway, we will see you in a couple of hours for the next round here at Exmoor Club, and then tomorrow for a whole bunch of the finals. But we're going to sign off.
Please stay tuned.
See you shortly.
High performance never tasted this good. Chocolate, berries, cinnamon, agave. Fuel your body with the shot and the bar. Now available in a deliciously energizing power pack. See how much farther you can go with Remedy